I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alrighty, welcome everyone. Call the meeting to order. I'll look for approval of the agenda.
Are there any changes or anything? No, sure, no. Okay, I'll make that motion.
Second it. We have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda's approved. We'll approve the minutes from July 14th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from July 14th. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes are approved. General public concerns. And this would be a time for you to.
Public concern. I'll keep it down to 5 minutes. I don't need to do 20 minutes soapbox. But my name's Kyle Larson. I am one of the 3 candidates for U.S. Congress District 4. Randy Feenstra has moved on to the governor's race, formally exploratory, but we all know that's just gonna be formality, eventually it'll be full blown. But I'm one of the 3 candidates. The reason why I stepped in the race. Hey, how you doing? The reason why I stood up and stepped in the race because it was very loud and very clear that rural Iowa needs a voice. Iowa farmers want a voice. And this pipeline issue was a rally cry that the insiders and lifelong politicians are trying to tell rural Iowa how to live and how to live their lives and how to walk and not truly listen to their lives and get out in the county and truly listen. Instead of just talking from Des Moines or talking from DC or listening to the biggest donor that they have on their list. That's one reason why I stood up. I'm extremely thankful for the grassroots network that I have through my Farm Bureau work and the last 10 years of doing that. I've been blown away over the last 7 days, it's only been 7 days, of how the message has gone out and the feedback and the phone calls I've gotten. I've been welcomed with massive handshakes and everyone I walked away with full support of you're our person. So I've been super appreciative of that. I would love your support as we move forward. And again, I'm here to listen, not to preach. I'm here to walk with you and not for you. So that's all. So thank you. I'll take any questions. I'll give you 1 minute, 2 minutes. Any questions?
Can we clap?
Sure.
I mean, it's been a long time since we felt like we've had people that wanted to work for us.
Yes.
And us, I mean, the entire.
Yes.
So who are the other
This
2?
part of the country.
The other 2 candidates is Matt Winchell. He's the House Majority Leader. He is from south of Council Bluffs. He is a veteran, but he's been in the Iowa House since he was 22. So I put some nearly 20 years in the Iowa House. He's done nothing but being elected politician since then. And then the second person is Chris McGowan. He claims he's never been an elected politician, but he is a lawyer, and all he's done for his life is be the president of the Sioux City Chamber of Commerce. He's just been a yes man to his employer. So they'll tout his business background, but he's been employed the last 20 years. So those are the other 2.
I assume you have a web page that
I do.
people could
I do.
log in.
Please find me at KyleLarson4Iowa.com on our social media, Facebook, Twitter. Again, Kyle Larson for Iowa. So
Is that FOR or F?
the word for FOR.
Okay.
And we have an amazing launch video that my guys put together. I'm working with 2 individuals. We're in the Lean Mean team because I knew one of them from college, and we're in the camp of they were excited for me because I'm real, I'm genuine, I'm actually a farmer. I'm not just a person who's going to say the nice words to get your vote. So that's why I'm thankful for them. Their accolades were they're part of the team that got Mike Nag and Kim Reynolds elected the first time. And the one gentleman I know was her ag advisor for like 5 years, during COVID years. So I'm thankful to have him because his contacts and my strength of agriculture, he has everywhere. So we make a really good team. They knew how to get us launched professionally and not a pipe dreamer. And I've been blown away with that. So thank you.
Are you SON or SCN?
SCN.
That's what I thought.
I am Danish. I'm the 3rd generation farmer and the 3rd grandson of an immigrant.
All right.
Well, good luck.
Thank
Yeah,
you
thank you
very much.
Thank you.
Any other general public concerns? All right, hearing none, we'll move on. Dean,
Yes. What am I talking about?
you have a new
Open sealed.
Sealed
bid.
bid.
field bid for vehicle.
Firing.
I didn't know which one you were head on.
First, oh,
Okay.
okay.
Sit here and
Sorry,
maybe
it's
you
on
might
the
help me.
agenda.
Okay, what do you need?
Yeah,
Nice to see you.
I see you too.
Here we go.
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, we
Here.
letter
I need
opener here.
a letter opener. or-
Yeah, probably wouldn't hurt. Did you hear I was at your house the other day?
I did. My wife was
Oh.
fairly confused.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like we got 1,
Get put up
2,
again?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wow. 7 bids. It's way more than I was expecting. Okay, Mike, can you get a piece of paper and maybe jot down as I go here? And I didn't bring my readers, so I fire away.
I can hold them over here if you need.
Get to that point. It's getting worse.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one I have for 2020 Dodge Charger from Luke Bonstetter. His bid is $2,025. And he's from Charles City.
2000.
$25.
If I happen.
You said Charles City?
Charles City is what it says on the,
Okay, thanks.
next one I have. It's gonna be Ringwood Motors from Ringwood, Illinois. And that bid is $3,580.
That's the one that we usually get.
Yeah, we would get one out of Chicago.
Yeah, I think they use them for cabs probably.
Oh.
Ooh, cut the paper in half.
Good job.
It's like Bill Chambers, doesn't have an address, but it does have phone numbers, and that bid is $2,000.
Here, I just put that bottom away.
This bid I have is from Emergency Remarketing. And that bid is $2,378.18.
Oh my goodness.
Really?
Let's get right down to the brass tacks.
They wanted
23.
78, 18.
Emergency marketing, 237818, I think that's what it was.
Remark?
Emergency remark.
That was an
That's okay.
interesting one.
Yeah. So this, Tim Kaya, Caya, I believe.
CAYA.
That's what it looks like to
Tim.
me.
Okay.
Looks like from Brookings, South Dakota. His bid is $2,967.
It was kind of all over the place.
Yeah. Interesting.
How do you open presents during Christmas?
I just use my fingers. I never use one of these things.
I'm checking tell. He's slaughtering them.
This is from Elizabeth Watnam. And her bid is $2,600, and she's from Fort Dodge. And last but not least. Let's make it feel better.
How much are these things for me?
Pick up the paper.
See
And
that.
this bid is from Kathy Fleischacker. And her bid is $3,002.
Flash?
Fleischacker,
Mhm.
he's actually one of our jailers.
Oh, okay.
So we're The second one,
Ridgewood Motors.
Ridgewood Motors.
Ridgewood Motor.
Yep.
which was for how much again?
$3,058.
Roughly about $500 more than the next one.
Yep, yeah,
Yes.
Mhm.
surprising. You need all of them?
Yeah, I do need all of them. I just wanted you to verify that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So now they come out and get it all, they come and get it, they have nothing invested in them.
They'll send us a check and then,
Clears.
yeah.
Emergency remarketing, what were they?
And then, they'll send the.
Illinois too, I think.
Out of them, I done a truck will stop by, probably would have loaded a bunch of old vehicles.
Ohio,
Oh, Ohio,
Willoughby, Ohio.
Willoughby.
Who's the leader?
$3,058.
The emergency
$3,580.
I'm sorry, $3,500.
If.
Was it eight? I thought it was 81.
Why?
80?
2080.
Oh,
It's a handy.
I want to throw one in there, you know, hey.
Yep.
That's for buck.
Alrighty, well, thank you, Cory.
Yes.
Yeah, take care of the other portion.
Yes, I'll take care of the next portion.
Alrighty,
Are you ready for it?
you bet.
All right. As you're aware, we tested for a deputy sheriff's position and stuff, and, we went through the process of testing. The civil service commission did their initial interviews with them. They gave us two candidates, both of them are on the Humboldt Police Department. Both of them, one of the commission members is an attorney in town, and the other one's a retired deputy sheriff. And they gave us their recommendations that these two would be good candidates for us, so we meaning Chief Deputy Lampy and Sergeant Bennett and myself, we did the interviews. Second interviews on them and stuff, and we came up with Mr. Perch as our candidate to be hired.
Where's he from?
He was a deputy in Mills County years ago. He became the chief of police in Sheldon. His wife is an instructor at Iowa Central in the dental hygienist program. And they have two kids that are in school here. So
They're living in Humboldt area.
yeah, they're in Humboldt.
Where was he a chief at? I'm sorry.
Sheldon.
Sheldon,
Sheldon.
okay.
Yep.
Oh, he's used to the smaller
Yes.
community
Yep.
life.
Yep. Yep.
We will get to meet him.
Yes. Yeah, we'll bring him up on his first day will be August 4th.
Okay.
He's working down there and he just didn't feel like comfortable coming
Yeah.
up here in uniform, which I understand, so.
Okay.
But no, that'd be our recommendation.
Well, with that, we have made motion,
Yeah, I need a motion to.
I'll make a
hire.
motion to accept Dean's recommendation for Scott Birch.
Sure. Burtch.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Anyone opposed?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Deputy is approved.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
Thanks,
I said
Dean.
August 4th, we'll bring him up here.
August 4th, okay. All right,
So-
and thanks, Cory, for
Yeah.
your,
Thank you.
all right, Kyle.
See you.
That's
Yeah.
next.
Did you folks receive this in an email?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, I got a colored version.
I don't even have a colored version. What I have done with this plan is worked with Trish and the safety committee to really go over your old plan that you had dated, really updated it, changed wording, made sure processes and programs were applicable. Created this plan for you folks. If you read through it, do you have any questions on it? It's pretty straightforward. We just changed around a few things to make it a little more applicable to what you folks are doing now. This is your plan, however you folks wanna implement it, how you wanna take any parts out. Yeah, it's your plan. You get to do with it what you wish. I would recommend, though, that whatever you do with this, it be reviewed at least once a year. Or after an incident that would cause this to be implemented. Any questions on any of it that you saw? If you don't want everybody to sign it that I put on there, that's okay too. We don't have to, we can do whoever you need to have sign off on it, for approval. That's fine, we can make that happen, so.
Now, is this information that shouldn't
Yeah,
be out in the public?
I probably would not.
Okay.
yeah, that's kind of what I was gonna
That's
ask.
what we did last time. We didn't publicize.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's nothing really in here that's earth shattering, but as long as we can keep things close to the vest, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
And this is something that employees would have to sign off on,
Right.
that they received it.
yeah, I see there in the back, there's a place for their sign. And it's good that they do, so then they're aware of the procedures.
Correct.
And they need to know too.
But for the public's notice, or this is just stuff that. In case there was an emergency, that how we would coordinate, how it would be put together. The different details,
Right.
which hopefully all we'll do is just use it every year to make sure we are prepared.
Right.
Hopefully, we never need to put it into play, like a greenfield or something like that,
Exactly.
or Spencer.
Exactly.
Yep.
And it covers for the media folks here, it does cover everything from fires and tornadoes, medical emergencies, to even civil disobedience or civil disturbances.
Mine's in my drawer over there.
And one of the last things, it does now align with the active threat. It had been Alice in your program, now it's
Right.
phrase, so that's been updated in here.
Yeah.
So
And if that should change, we would simply change this stuff.
change that again.
Well, you do an awesome job and we appreciate it.
Oh, gosh,
Thank
yeah.
you, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate
We're
it.
very lucky to have you.
Very good.
Thank you. You always keep us on our toes, keep us up to date.
If anything should happen as well, we've got the safety committee that will work through, and if things need to be changed, adopted, readopted, we can make that happen. Great.
Yeah. Okay,
So if we put this into an effect of doing it every year, would we just put an annual date, like we'll try to get it done by July, when first part of the year, or how do you wanna do that?
I would suggest in like a January, February, or March. That would be if a new board of supervisor member comes in, they take their seat in January, I believe, that would give them a couple months before, all right, let's delve into something like this. That way they're brought up to speed on it as well.
It's a good idea.
And anything, oh my gosh, yeah, the last thing, and I'll be quiet. There's a section in here for review and changes. It's like the third or fourth page in here. The tracker. So many people sit there and think, what was new? What's changed? It's in here. You'll be able
Yeah.
to immediately see it. Oh, it was on page 15 and it's still going.
that's a good thing to put in there. Makes it simple.
Well, yeah.
That's
Yep.
the way I like it, nice and simple.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I have.
All righty, we need a motion to accept this and put it on file.
Yeah, we do.
I'll make a motion to accept the emergency action plan.
Second it.
Okay, we have a first and
Are we
second.
gonna add with the review? With the
Probably.
Review every,
Yeah.
That
so we
is
get,
in
so we
here.
get it on the calendar.
That is in here, the recommendation. At a
I would,
minimum.
what I mean is just to make sure we have it in the minutes so that we always have it on our,
On file.
so on file,
To
to
be
put it
reviewed
on our
in January
agenda.
or whatever.
Well, yeah. I would say
Start the
February.
review in January.
We have a first with the annual renewal or review. Okay.
Second.
Okay. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Alright,
Any opposed? Hearing none, the action plan is approved.
Okay.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you very much.
Here's an autograph and piece if you need that.
Think Colin got that.
Yeah.
He's shy.
Huh?
Is he shy this morning?
He's out there.
Or is he?
Debates, I guess it doesn't matter.
What?
I can get Dean's signature and then bring that back up to you, Trash.
So you say Colin's out there?
Yeah, yeah,
He's right there. Okay. Thank you.
It's at 9 o'clock, so it's.
Oh, it is a public hearing.
Yeah, it is.
So we'll have to wait for that.
Is Dr. Paul out there?
No, he's not.
He's not coming up.
Not coming? Well, we can do that.
Oh, let's do Dr. Paul then.
Joel and Liz are here, so we can move them up unless you wanna wait. Are you
You
sure?
wanna move it up?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll take you two.
Is Lyndon? This fine.
Is she on vacation still?
It's no big deal.
I think she's on vacation.
So you guys know, we bought US Bank, we're looking at developing it, but. And in that, actually, we've been talking to Linda about the taxes on that and the assessment, and she's been great. So far, we got it. 2024 is good, fiscal year 2024-25 US Bank was handled that, we're good. And then fiscal year 26-27, she's essentially taking the valuation down to more reasonable purchase price valuation, but. So we're here and talking to her, she indicated, possibly, so 25-26. It's still assessed full value, which is like 2.2 million, so we'd be responsible for the taxes on that, and that was classified as a bank. And so that's a different classification as well, according to her. And so she indicated that we could come in here and that you guys possibly have an abatement program that we could look at for getting the taxes abated. On US Bank for fiscal year 25. What's it, just fiscal year 25, after that.
So it's the 25-26 year, is that what we're looking at?
So 25, which is actually payable with 26-27.
So just the fiscal year 25.
Okay.
24, US Bank paid 25, we're here on this, and then 26, we worked out a reevaluation on that, or reassessment on that.
So US only paid, they
They
paid
paid
24.
And
Okay.
they were occupied for a proportion of 25, and so it got fully taxed for 25, which we would be payable then. Whenever due next year, or, right? Yeah, 26, 27 due next year. So based on the fact that was valued at like 2.2 million and we bought it for. 470 was the purchase price. So we're looking for abatement, or if there's an abatement program you guys have for taxes this year to try to get back to kind of what maybe the assessed price is gonna be starting in 26.
Why didn't US Bank pay the 25 tax?
They just paid 24 because they sold it in 25. They would maybe be partially.
They should have paid.
They should, I was gonna say, they should have, yeah, they should have paid. Well, can we go back?
That's between you guys, so there's still
You could be looking at partial, 6
Yeah.
months essentially.
right.
Okay. Cause I had to pay. When I was doing my aunt's house, I had to pay up those taxes. Before closing.
So that'd be partial of the
So it'd be
2.2.
partial of the- it'd be
2.2.
Partial, essentially, I think the taxes are around 80.
I
I
have.
don't know, something like that, I think they're like 80 or 82,000, so we'd be looking at an abatement of. Essentially not even the full value of that, then it'd be the partial, whatever we're down, the difference between the 650 that Linda kind of took that down to.
Yeah.
For 26 and the 2.2 for 6 months, so you're looking at. Maybe $20,000, I mean, off the top of my head.
Taken off that 80, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, off the. If you guys have abatement programs for that.
So I don't know what you guys have talked about abatements.
Yeah.
Abatements, there's not, abatements, all they do is they hold the taxes. And when a property is sold, they all have to be brought to current. So
There
all
is
you're doing is putting it on hold. Somebody has to pay them later on. There's not,
One of the questions I had for Linda,
Yeah.
that was her suggestion, was to abate them down to the 650. The abatements we would be used to don't pull them, you just don't pay that portion of property tax, we've done that in the past.
abatements.
Yeah.
Yeah, abatements, all I do is mark it as you don't have to pay it right now, but it has to be paid up. Now, she's lowering the
And that doesn't
assessment.
do any good.
Yeah, so she's lowering the assessment, so the taxes
Yes.
will go down.
Right.
Then all the abatement does is it just holds in the system, and then when it's sold, you guys have to pay it. Now, if there's another program they used to have in the past, I don't know.
See, and that was gonna be my question, I would be surprised,
It's just.
I think
Table it.
we're using different language.
Yeah.
Yeah, because abatement is not.
What
what
you're
you
calling
want.
an abatement is not what we've done on the economic development side, you actually don't pay the taxes, they're abated off the tax rolls.
That's just a whole, you're essentially.
So what the-
That's-
so
so
what
that
that-
doesn't-
I would be surprised if the county has a commercial abatement plan, which would.
I've never
I would be
experienced
surprised if
it.
she said it, so I figured maybe it was.
Yeah,
an option.
She indicated
Yeah.
to come in and
Yeah.
ask you guys, so that's what we're doing, but if
So
it's just like.
All it does is hold. the
Then that
taxes.
doesn't really do us any good.
No,
then.
no.
Can you go back on US
Yeah,
Bank
we're gonna-
and see if they can pay that back or the
That's it.
portion?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Can the county offer a tax credit?
A tax one.
Credit. So that the supervisors of the county can offer you a tax credit, which allows as a thank you for developing them. I don't know if the supervisors have that power.
So they have the power to issue a tax rebate, but they don't have those districts. I know that, I just, when Linda said abatement, I thought maybe folks have a program, I didn't fill it out, that's not the program.
The only time we've abated taxes is when a city takes over property.
right.
right.
Yeah, Then we'll,
happen.
then we'll take it out. and We have
Right.
paperwork to do on it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's a-
Another governmental
Yeah,
body takes it over.
that's a different process than
Yes.
what we call abatements.
We'll wait till Linda comes back and figure out the best avenue with
What's that?
her. Can we wait till Linda gets back and?
Yeah, if they don't have, that's not the same program, then really there's nothing.
Well, or even, it would probably be good just to visit with John, I think. I mean, if you, I'm assuming, but I don't wanna do that, that you don't have a commercial tax abatement district like we do in various
Not
areas.
that I know.
If that's the case, you couldn't abate that like we would typically on the economic development side, like we would be used to.
Yeah.
I know you don't have TIF districts, we've talked
Yeah.
about that,
Right.
so the only two mechanisms to either rebate or give grace on taxes is. So I just said maybe John knows that, but if you folks are that certain, then that's the answer.
Oh, I've never done it for 12 years. So.
I just think,
To have-
what I would recommend, this is what I would recommend, is going back to US Bank and saying, hey,
Yeah, no, I'm
You-
not, the 6 months.
yeah,
We'll figure it
yeah.
out.
yeah, that's what I think, and then, yeah. Cause I think US Bank should pay that, I mean, they're a big corporation, they should pay their fair share. That's my own. I had to pay it on my own, but they should.
And then what you guys do, you reach out, they should not
Even
just
use
to.
Yeah.
Or I
Yeah.
Yeah, go
understand
ahead.
everything
Yep.
Appropriately.
Yep.
and
Yeah.
Talk.
You didn't
Yes,
like-
we just came from.
And they should have used that money.
She said,
They gave us.
supervisors can debate it.
Okay.
I mean, you would have to have a goal plan that you.
Yeah, that isn't,
But,
Yeah.
yeah, let us do some homework and then I'll reach out to John. And then if we feel like it's important, we'll come back.
Okay,
Yeah. Does that-
Yeah.
Thing needs to go back, bring it
Yeah.
back.
sounds fine.
Okay.
so I'll just make a motion to table.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The first, second, all in favor of tabling this subject?
Aye,
Any opposed? Motion's carried.
thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Hey Joel, is
Keep-
Sand
keep
construction buying or are you buying it?
Sands.
Sand is, okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, well, we might as well get Colin in here. We got about 3 minutes for him to get settled in.
Should I make a motion to go into drainage?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to go into drainage.
Second,
We have first, second, all in favor?
I,
You're gonna enter drainage at 8:59.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Colin.
Good morning.
Good morning. Morning, Mark.
See, do you have copies, you need copies of these?
I don't,
I don't
not in our packet anyway.
see it.
Right.
I thought I was messing if I was missing something.
Well, we do have, no, that's been,
We can share.
that's
them.
big.
Good
morning.
Everything and mowing lawns.
You got one for me? Matt loves drainage stuff, so he'll read up on this afternoon.
That's great. This is not good.
My day's job, Lexi.
You guys have an attendance list for choice?
What's that?
You guys have an attendance list for who's here during the
Sign in.
sign in?
Yes.
We will.
We will.
Just wanted to make sure.
Anybody that wants to sign in, we'll let you.
Yeah. Everybody. Yeah.
You're gonna be
You get to be a first.
We got pins.
If she's like me, she likes a certain.
Oh,
Circle.
I mean, I knew-
Yeah,
I like
right
that.
notes.
All right.
Okay, so we have the hearing for DD 11 sub 1 proposed drainage improvements. Motion to open up the hearing,
I'll make a motion to open up the hearing.
Second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the hearing is open.
Okay,
Alrighty, what do you have for us?
yeah,
This is-
so,
Just so you know, this is up on the Bradgate Blacktop on the south side of
Yep,
that, in the David Huntingmarsh area up in that
yep,
area.
yeah, I think maybe 5 miles or so east of Bradgate.
probably.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for coming. My name's Colin Klingbeil, as the engineer for this project, so just to. This is the improvement hearing, so theoretically today, a decision could be made whether or not to proceed with the project. We've filed an engineer's report, and then we did also file an amendment to the report. So really the kind of the only two things that were amended is in the original engineer's report, a good chunk of the old tile that's in place, we were gonna basically crush that and put the new tile in the same trench. In the amendment, we're kind of going away from that, and one of the big reasons is this. And if you have a copy of the report, on the very last page, you can kind of see the area that we're looking at. So in the northwest quarter of section 8, you can see that 8 in a circle there. So that northwest quarter, those are 40-acre parcels. So those 4 parcels in that farm, there's a red line there, and that's the original tile that was put in, in the early 1900s. And it's a clay tile. A lot of that's 18-inch, and it's really shallow in this farm, and it's had a lot of
issues where it's breaking and needs constant repair. And so one of the thought processes it was in the first thing, let's get rid of that. Let's just tear it out and put the new one in its place, deeper, bigger and better. The change with that is, one issue is it can be harder to install it. You can imagine that you're taking out this tile and you've got all these acres above you that are just end up dumping in the trench. It's doable. It's nice if it's a drought or something, so the tiles aren't running. But that, our understanding is that quarter is going to be pattern tiled here relatively soon. And so, you know, we can put in a tile off to the side, and then if they run through that old clay tile, it isn't gonna matter. So we don't have to worry so much. A lot of times if we're getting rid of the old tile, we wanna make sure we're hooking everything into the new one. But in this case, we don't need to do that. So the big change in the amendment was, not gonna be crushing all that, we'll just abandon it. And then when that farm is pattern tiled, they can just, you know, plow right through the old clay tile. Let's see. There's about 1,000 acres of land kind of involved in this, and there's a few things that I want to point out. And so in this report, probably there's maps in the back. I guess it's the map with the red boundary around it. If you wanna look at that, that whole area enclosed in that boundary is a little over 1,000 acres. I do wanna point out that probably we've got a cost estimate for this improvement. There's a couple nuances. So in the very northwest corner of this area, you see that says lateral 3. And essentially that's just this little stub that crosses Hawaii Avenue and then just ends. So we are proposing to improve that through the road, and then stop. But there's about 80 some acres that drains into that. And should basically all be within road right away, so there won't be a lot of cost to the landowners for that. So that 80 acres really isn't gonna incur much of the cost. And then the other thing is in the northeast corner of this area, there's actually an 18-inch private tile that does not tie into any of this existing district tile. So there's a box on the south side of County Road C-26 there. And it's a box culvert that carries it under the road and then enters an open ditch. It doesn't tie into this existing tile. So it's kind of its own private tile that enters that box. So there's 140 some acres that, you know, if they really wouldn't pay for this new tile system. So I've got 1,030 acres in this report. And quick explanation of why I included that to begin with was there was some uncertainty about the adequacy or the condition of that private tile. And so wanted to get the report in, but in the meantime, there was kind of an investigation done by the tenant, Mark, and looking at if they're gonna pattern tile, are they gonna use that 18-inch, or would they rather just tile into this newly proposed tile that we're talking about today? And it sounds like probably gonna continue to use that 18-inch private tile. So if that's the case, there's 144 less acres than what's shown on this map. So with let's see, I'm going back to the last page again. There was just going back kind of to the history of this district in this area. In the early 1900s, this tile was put in. I call it the original main tile. It's the red line on this map. It is 18-inch down to 10-inch clay tile. And again, in that first quarter section, quite shallow, in bad shape, and something needs to get done about it. If in the context of doing drainage district work, we talk about repairs and improvements, and we could theoretically do a repair here. The problem with a repair, like if we're just gonna replace it, is by the code, it has to be basically the same capacity, the same size, the same depth. And maybe more than anything, the depth is the biggest problem, because there's places where it's less than a foot of cover. And so a big part of this is we really need to put it deeper, and we have the ability to put it deeper. This box up here, and there's a relief main that was put in around 1950. That's quite like 18 inches, or I shouldn't even say a number. It's quite a bit deeper than that original clay tile that was put in. So we've got ability to put something in deeper. And while we're doing that as an improvement, if you're gonna spend the money on putting in a tile, you just as well make sure you're putting in something that's the right size. It's gonna be a costly project, and so we wanna make sure if you're paying for the digging, it doesn't cost a whole heck of a lot more to go up a pipe size or two. And especially you're talking about trying to set something up that hopefully will last decades, if not, 100 years plus. So that's kind of a thought process I was going through in looking at this. That relief main at this point in time is 75 years old already. And so, that's a thought process too, is do we rely on that relief main to provide some of the drainage, or do we kind of set this up where this new tile is kind of planned on being the tile that you can rely on? And if the relief main, there's problems, then you've already got something in place that's big enough to drain this area. So the design that I've got in the report is essentially that this new main would have a minimum of a half an inch per day drainage coefficient. And so that's essentially, it's an equivalent flow rate of saying if you had a half inch of rain over the whole area that it drains, it can take that amount of water through the pipe in a day. 100 years ago, when they were putting these district tile systems in, it was more like an eighth of an inch to maybe upwards of a quarter inch per day. Really for several decades, kind of the standard minimum drainage coefficient has been a half inch per day. And we've probably some of the board members have been part of these, but we've also done several that are up to an inch per day drainage coefficient. So my thought process was, well, you at least get a half inch drainage coefficient with this new tile, and then you still have the relief main there. That's providing additional flow kind of above and beyond that. We can also, we've done this before too, where we have a half inch drainage coefficient, and then we can do, a size larger, and then put that out for bid also, and then just compare prices, and then the drainage district can kind of decide, is it worth an additional X amount of dollars to basically double the capacity of this system that we're gonna put in. So for this project, we've got about 7,000 feet of tile that we're proposing put in, a short little section of 42 inch, and that's to get this lateral 3 coming from the west side of Hawaii Avenue in. and then dropping down to a 36 for about 1,000 feet, and then a 30 inch. I believe until we get to about lateral 5. Double check that. And then we drop down to a 24 inch. That was another change in the amendment that we did. We had that last stretch from lateral 6 down to 180th Street. We had that as an 18 inch, and we upped that to a 24. And one of the big reasons for that was, this area by 180th Street, it's quite a large depressional area, so there's a lot of water when it's surface runoff dumps in there and sits there. And so if we have a 24 inch down to that spot and then have at least one large intake, we can get that surface water out of there quick. So what we're looking at, we've got a cost estimate of $787,000. And that's using reinforced concrete pipe. So that's kind of a whole discussion item in itself. And if you read through my report, I've got kind of a pretty lengthy discussion on RCP versus plastic. And I guess as the engineer, I'm easily more comfortable with reinforced concrete pipe. Obviously, on a material price of material basis, it's quite a bit more expensive than dual wall plastic. However, with dual wall plastic, there's a lot more that can go wrong, for one, and it's the success of the project is so much more dependent on your installation. So the strength of the pipe for RCP is the pipe itself, but the strength with plastic is a lot more dependent on what you put around that pipe.
Like rock or whatever, how much rock.
Yeah. Yep. So, and then there's concerns with deflection and things. So 30 days after the pipe is installed, then you need to check for deflection and make sure it's within acceptable levels. And if it's not, then basically it has to get dug up, and typically it would be, only in certain spots that it would have to get dug up and basically fixed so that it's not deflecting so much.
Have you ever had any trouble like that? I mean,
Well, to be honest, there hasn't been many projects that I've done that have ended up being plastic. So I've done several where I've put it out for bid both ways. And by the time you add some of those additional requirements with plastic, more rock, and you have to put in places so that you can access it to do the testing and the testing itself, and the concern that the contractor might have to, if there's problems, they'll have to fix it themselves at their cost. It ends up being close enough in price that we've typically gone with reinforced concrete pipe.
In time, okay, say it passes after 30 days, in time, say 5 or 10 years down the road, would the soil come back more and then it get more, what they call it, that football thing, or where?
Yeah, we're at egg shape or oval shape. So my understanding in reading the literature and stuff is that there's a belief that about 80% of the deflection that you'll see over the life of the pipe will happen in the first 30 days.
Oh, okay.
And so that's part of that checking the deflection at that time is making sure that if it hasn't deflected over a certain amount, it may go a little bit more, but we're not so concerned about that pipe failing
In time.
in
okay.
time. Yep.
And the installation still comes down to the person putting it in.
Right.
Absolutely.
You could put in RCP wrong and it'll.
Oh.
Days like nothing. So it's still the contract.
I don't know about crush in 30 days
They don't
like
get
nothing,
joints,
but
usually it's a joint issue.
there's certainly, there's certainly problems. I'm not trying to paint that picture either, that, well, anybody can just throw this
Still
stuff
need
in
a
the
good
ground. You still need,
Yes.
it's still important to have a
And
good
you'll
time.
still be there and checking and making sure.
And that's, so because the plastic pipe is more dependent on what you put around it in the installation, we would want to do more inspection and be there, more for plastic pipe installation. But that's certainly something, we can bid both ways to see if we could get a lower cost number. I guess if the board and the landowners are interested in doing that, that's something that I'm open to doing. I think it's just a matter of what requirements that you include with the plastic pipe, and then see how the bids come back. But typically if they're close in price at the end, to me, reinforced concrete pipe is gonna end up being the better option, simply because the bid itself is not factoring in the engineering costs of inspection and other things like that.
Well, a couple years ago, we were down at the drainage meeting, remember,
Oh, yeah.
they did plastic people did their speech and talked and talked and talked, and the concrete guy got up and said, well, concrete speaks for itself, let's eat.
Yeah, I remember that meeting. It was interesting.
So, I mean, it's always nice to have the bid so that they can look at it, because they're the ones that are paying for it.
Yeah, what do the landowners here, farmers feel about having plastic bid?
I'd love to have it bid in the packet, like, cause that keeps it both ways.
Gives you an opportunity to look at it.
Yeah, and if it's substantial with the extra cost, we've had a lot of experience with it privately. We have some big pipes. We have 24s and 30s in right now, anywhere from 10 to almost 20 foot deep. And it's all the installation, how you put it in, how you do it right. So I would like to have it bid, please.
Dave, we did some plastic out earlier out your way.
Yeah, that was a 48.
That was a big one.
Mhm.
Do you wanna look at plastic?
Yeah, you can have it bid. I don't care about that at all, like, cause 30 years ago, we put in concrete and we really got screwed there because the guy bought all seconds. He put in all seconds and the whole thing, he wouldn't even drive his cat over it after he put it in.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
So those are
That's
things,
our
yeah,
county touch.
Yeah, that's we would not allow that sort of thing.
A little more of supervision.
Yes.
Well, you learn the hard way. I mean, that you gotta have somebody following it and doing the.
So I have one question for you, Kyle.
And one more.
Go ahead.
To
Yep.
the landowners. Do we want it bid at 1-inch coefficient or stick with the half?
Well, the relief style is going to be some kind of a,
But for how many years?
well,
It's
that's.
75 years old.
That's
Yeah,
tough. I
it's
look
not
at
gonna-
25 years from now, it's gonna be 100 years old.
Yeah,
We're gonna bid it
That's
one
not-
inch, or we're gonna-
I would like it 1 inch.
Yeah.
otherwise, why go to, I agree.
The digging is already.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
cost that much to bump it up.
Yeah.
I don't like spending your money, but I
Well,
think it's
If
why.
you're gonna do it, you might as well
Pardon
do
my-
it the right way.
That was part of my question is. What are we attaching? To something that'll get rid of this, or is this go clear down to that ditch down across from by Jensen's and
This goes straight north.
This just goes up to 11.
up to 11?
We're-
I'm
we're doing a
just
little
trying to
clean-out project,
picture
right?
it here, so,
Yep.
alright.
11 takes a lot of water.
And with histories that I've learned in that area is that ditch originally was probably what we all refer to as a bull ditch originally, when this original tile main was put in.
Yeah.
So you didn't have depth to work through.
That's
Then when
right.
it was dug, you got 4 or 5 feet of extra depth, and now we're on top of the ground. And it just needs to be improved and
Right.
put to where it's functioning for everybody to utilize.
It started out as a tile because we got these
Right.
broken chunks all over our fields there a mile north. It was all originally tile, big tile. Then they went to the whole ditch, and there's still the crosses under the roads, and you see them over there.
So we're in agreement, it's a 1 inch and it's,
Well, so
both
yeah,
ways.
and that's the good thing about it, it doesn't take a lot extra
Change it.
to have different bid options.
Right.
And that at least gives us information to be able to act on, cause I've got estimates in here on how much additional I think it would cost, but I'm not the contractor actually putting in a bid to say for sure. So these are estimates, asking
What has
for
been
bids.
your last 6 months on bids? Have they been coming in very?
So I haven't had any tile projects bid in the last 6 months.
So they should be pretty aggressive, I would
Yeah,
guess.
that's been our experience
There-
also.
yeah. Yeah, I've had a lot of contractors calling me asking like, what's, yeah, they're looking for work. It's been, the drainage district work has been fairly slow over the last.
when it wasn't
Several
raining, we
years.
weren't draining a whole
Right.
lot.
That's right. That's right.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Are the county terms still the same as stated as far installation payment, installment payments of this project for landowners?
Oh,
So-
the 10
Oh,
and 20 year,
Yeah, 10, 20.
On a project this size, are we in agreement this could be a 20-year one?
Oh, yeah, so I mean, it's determined by the landowners making the request.
And the rate, the interest rate,
It's 6% current.
0%? Okay, that's what I just wanted to verify with this. On today's world, that's good.
That's a good rate.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
5 years ago, it wasn't as good
No.
a deal.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Haven't asked the treasurer lately, but that's what it was.
I think that was the last. I
that's
checked.
what it is. That's
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to point out on this back page, so because we were at first planning on getting rid of that, you see this one, it juts out to the east, it loops around. Because we're not planning to do that any longer, it makes more sense just to go just on the east side of that yellow line. We can save 600 feet of tile
That's
there,
what
which
I
that's a
say.
significant cost savings, and then that old clay tile can just get abandoned basically. And so that's not accounted for in the cost estimate that I have here, but
The original estimate's following the old main.
yes,
How much deeper is that to go right next to that?
it's not a ton deeper,
Not that much deeper.
no.
So
And
it should affect the installation level, especially.
no,
Because it's not very.
no, and we haven't seen that affect the cost very much, unless you're getting quite deep. It's not, to dig another foot or two isn't, with an excavator, isn't a big deal. Yeah, yep. So yeah, that's not a concern I'd have. With that, any questions, comments, thoughts? Did we have any written objections?
Okay. That was the next question I was gonna have. So should we look at setting a bid date?
So first I'll have to put together the plans and specifications, and then I would file them with you, and then we would set a bid date. So, yeah,
So we just accept the engineer's report.
yeah, that would be the
And
next
move
step.
forward with the 1 inch, 1 inch.
And amendment, and the amendment, and then, yeah, if you were doing a motion, you'd also want to basically say, direct the engineer to develop plans and specifications, proceed toward bid letting with a RCP, plastic, 1/2 inch and 1 inch options, basically. You get that all into,
Somebody got that all down?
Yeah.
I was starting to write, okay, say that again, develop plans with,
Be a new stuff through that road too, or?
no, I wasn't
One or?
planning on doing anything with lateral four. That's not out of the realm of possibility. I forget what size that was. It doesn't drain a lot of acres.
I'm gonna back up the clock here.
Yeah, it's an 8. Yeah,
When we were talking about this 18 inch private main that dumped in here,
yes.
And you said them 140 acres were not gonna be involved.
Yep.
Someday when that private main goes to crap,
Mhm,
then
that's
what?
what I'm thinking.
Well, and I had a conversation with Mark, prior to this about that and this isn't the necessary, it's tied in kind of because of the question you're asking, but there was a possibility that there was interest in making that a district tile so that it's part of the drainage district. And I guess if you wanna speak, you dug it up and looked at it. I don't know what you
Yeah, I mean,
say as
it's
far as
like,
condition.
He showed me there's some, when they did the relief meeting, they had some temporary, they wanted a spot for this, and he gave me a couple maps. Now, it looks to me that they might have just went up and just put a intake in the center, and we just threw a tape the whole way up, but that, where the intake is in there, it looks like a perfectly good 18-inch concrete, clean, no dirt in it, it looks like it's take water,
Is
it looks good enough that we would wanna use it to get to.
And as far as the lay of the land,
That's what I was gonna
it
say.
makes,
Typically, you go by your elevations and anything that flows in there is part of the project.
right, well, it makes sense the way that that private tile is set up, that it wouldn't necessarily, it's not like it goes through a hill to avoid tying into this. But it would be possible still to drain that farm into this tile, into the new tile I'm talking about.
Yeah, just trying to clear something up for
Yeah,
30 years from now, they're saying, well,
Right.
wasn't this part of this project
Right.
then? And
yeah, I have more comfort in that. Knowing that the farm's gonna be pattern tiled, and especially if I see the tiling plan that's gonna tie into that 18-inch. If it's all pattern tiled into that, it makes it a lot harder in the future to try to,
say it goes that way.
yeah,
Okay.
switch it.
Tile goes up there, goes into our farm on the backside, goes into his farm, he's hooked into it.
Yep.
And all that, and that should be included in the district, I don't care, it's in the
Make it a
district,
drainage.
because you're gonna open a can of worms, someday you're not gonna get out of it.
You mean make that tile a drainage district tile?
No, it needs to be in the district, that part of it needs to pay for this new tile also.
Hmm,
Because you're gonna open a can of worms.
That's where I was looking at, cause I know in the past, you get a reduced benefit. You know, the cost is reduced because you have a private tile, but that main is still available. It was put in at that extra size to accommodate those acres.
Mhm.
That's just my opinion.
You're gonna.
We've done it that way in the past.
Next guy that comes in here is gonna say, well, I don't wanna pay for it because,
Yeah. Right.
I got my own tile. Well, that's not the way it works.
No, we include them typically, and then we give them a reduced benefit due to the fact that they do have their tile already there.
But they're still in the district.
They're still
We
in the
just-
district.
When we do the redistricting and the percentage of what everybody
Yeah.
pays.
Well, when they.
Thank you, I couldn't think of the word, it's right there.
you know,
When they would clean out that ditch, that mold ditch or whatever going north, I mean, that would for sure be in the classification, but I mean, if there's no water, I mean, I was just thinking, if there's no agreement, no one seems to know agreement on this private tile we had done, and it just seemed like, why not make it a district tile?
To me-
Be just like lateral 4, lateral.
Yeah, make it a lateral.
It's just a lateral, I mean, it's.
As far as representing the owners, we agree with that. We think it should be a part of the district moving forward, but we also go along with what Rick said as far as the benefit currently, we don't need new main as much because we have this one already that we paid. So if that is figured in the classification, the reclassification after this project.
yeah, so. A few comments based on the discussion here. So that's to me is one thing that differentiates it between some other projects I've been a part of, is that it's not currently connected into this system.
Right.
So in order to switch that, it would have to come out of what it's doing, and it could fall apart or something in 20 years. But if that was if we did this project and we didn't include those acres in paying for this, and then that was rerouted and tied into this new tile, that would be an illegal connection if it wasn't done without permission. It would take permission from the board and voluntary annexation. And if, especially if you put in a new tile like this, at that point in time, I would expect those lands to contribute towards the cost of the project, of this project. So if you come in later, as long as the tile has enough capacity to take on those additional lands, they say, well, we'd rather just hook into here. How much would we have to pay for that? Since this is already paid for, at that point in time, they shouldn't be able to just come in, like, let's say in 5 years, that wouldn't be right at all, to not have to pay it all on those acres and then tie it in free of charge. You would expect them to pay into the drainage district fund, basically. So that's how I would see that working if those acres are left out of this, at this stage.
They shouldn't be left out of it at all.
No, absolutely
No
no.
way.
So you're talking about paying for this tile that we're talking about putting in? Are you just being in the district?
In general, the district.
Cause in 5 years, they gonna hook up to it and we're never gonna know it. You're never gonna know it. They're gonna hook up to it.
Exactly.
So you're saying that they should have to pay some because they could?
They shouldn't have to pay
Because
some, they should pay the rate everybody else is paying.
Yeah,
I can't help
absolutely,
that, sir.
Absolutely.
I agree with that, absolutely.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, we're got it.
Yeah,
Well, we got a big tile on our field too.
right.
Do I wanna make it a county tile? No. Or 8 inch, and there
Well-
might be a spot of 12 out there, I'm not sure, but, you know, I'm not trying to make it a county tile, and we're gonna pay the same rate.
so what I can say is that when the project it's decided on how to pay for it, which is at the end, when we do the reclassification, it's an engineer and 2 disinterested landowners. And that would be a conversation that we'd have to have, and then obviously we'd have a hearing. And then the board of supervisors has the last say on that sort of thing. I don't know for sure what the other 2 commissioners would think. I'd have to think about that more. I get kind of both sides, but at the same time, if you already have an 18-inch tile there that you're using, and theoretically, it'd be just as easy to put a new 18-inch or something in to replace that rather than connecting over to this new
Right.
district tile. Should they have to pay the same rate? Truthfully, I don't think so.
No, I was thinking more of a reduced rate, but they are,
They still need to pay
But a fair
some
rate,
percentage.
but a fair rate.
Yeah,
it's not freebie.
Yeah, and
No.
and we are in the district, we're in the watershed, but we do have that option of providing our own something. And that was what we were originally planning to do. We weren't gonna do any of this up. We were gonna put all our own mains in,
Right.
right to the ditch. But to make a benefit of the whole district, this is the fair way to do it and improve the drainage that's on the top end.
And it just makes better things for the future.
Absolutely, absolutely. When you get far enough away from the ditch, that's the only way you can do it, without having to buy through something else to keep your outlet on a separate thing.
Well, and thinking too, we're talking about this and really decisions can't get made on that until we do reclassification, but understanding also that if we do this project and then there's plans on pattern tiling that quarter, if it was me, I'd kind of want to know, am I gonna have to pay full rate for this new tile? I might change my tiling plan to just go ahead and tie in now before I pattern tile the whole thing into an 18-inch that doesn't even connect to this new tile.
That's a personal problem.
Well, and if the 18 inches, if that's like a lag, and it would go bad because it's 50 years old. Anyone else in this district with 1,000 acres, they would never have to pay for that because that's just that lateral part would have to
Right.
be, they wouldn't,
You mean if that was a district tile?
Also, it's a district tile.
Yeah,
If it's a
only the
district
people that
tile,
use it.
and it goes, and we make it, because we don't have it, a district tile, you can't be you can't hook in other district tiles, you gotta stay in your own district.
Well, that would be a benefit.
Obviously not gonna be into
Yeah,
that.
that would be,
other
that would be a benefit of the tile, because you can't go doing stuff like that without permission of the trustees.
Mhm.
Versus it being a private tile and not knowing what's going on.
So I mean, if it go bad, I mean, it's not like you're gonna they put it into this new main that we're gonna put in, because you already got all your panels, and you'd have to replace that, but it won't be at anyone else's loss, but these places are that the street.
Yeah, I,
And to be
I don't know
fair,
if that
if
changes.
you were gonna put it, in, you'd almost have to make that a bigger tile. Or how did you do your coefficient on, I mean, when you did the plan, I mean, were you, I mean, if you
Yeah.
weren't planning on that going in there, then now you have to make that bigger, if that's what you wanna do.
I
but
did,
it's not
I
really-
did plan, so for the design that I had, a minimum 1/2 inch drainage
Cover all those acres.
I had those acres in it. Because when we were first talking
Well,
about
that's what
it, there
that's
was,
what I caught on to. It's in there, but yet they're not gonna pay for it. I thought, what? You know, you included them acres in your design, but then you weren't going to include them in the paying for it. So,
and the only reason I included them in the design is because of there's kind of a push to get this done quickly, and I get that. And there was uncertainty about that private tile and whether that was gonna be used as far as tiling this farm. So on the safe side, I said, we're gonna include those acres for now to get the design, to make sure we have big enough tile. I'd rather err on the high side of project costs. But if we decide that those acres are just not gonna be part of this, I can look back at the design, and if there's opportunities, we're talking about a 1/2 inch or a 1 inch. If that means I can downsize something, then I'll do that to try to save cost. Yeah, it wasn't an intent to include those acres and then have everybody else pay for it so that they could tile in later
Yeah, I
or something
understand.
like that.
you're just being erring on the side of
But if
caution.
that's changed, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
You don't.
We gotta be safe about this. Well, if it's a district tile, you can't change it, and you can't change where you're gonna add into stuff and do all kinds of stuff they're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Not you, I'm not saying anybody, but it happens all the time, everywhere.
Mhm.
It's just how life is anymore.
And we are always notified on what private tiles, what people are doing on the private. I wish we could mandate that, cause that really would be nice, but we can't. Cause knowledge is really a great thing. So, let me write, this is what I wrote down, let me know if this is right. Develop engineer's plan with a 1 inch coefficient with both RCP and HDP E-bids. Did I miss something?
The 1/2 inch drainage coefficient also.
Oh, and
1
a
inch
1/2
and a
inch,
1/2 inch.
and, okay, oh, 1/2 and, okay, 1 inch,
inch and
1/2 inch. And, let's put that and in there.
I'm gonna ask them a question. Would it be beneficial to do a pre-classification so we know what these acres are gonna cost?
I know that.
And we've done that in the past.
Yeah,
With the
That way everybody knows up
pre-classification.
front what their cost is gonna be,
Okay,
or very close,
Pre-classification.
based on your estimates.
Yeah, we could.
I know
we
it's
could
gonna
do that.
delay it a little bit.
Yeah, we'd have to continue the hearing, to a later date and then do the pre-class and then come back. So yeah, that'd be the disadvantage of doing that, is to just
Push it
delay,
back a
push the
little bit.
timeline back. Yep.
60 days, probably total.
I'd like to get the pre-class done fast. So.
Week?
It'd be nice to get this out for bid.
We can have 10 days.
I don't know if I could get, so
Ethan, yeah.
my wife is gonna have a baby like literally any minute. But
Congratulations.
seriously,
About
yeah. A year and a half ago.
I was gonna say about a year and a half ago.
Now we put him on the spot, right?
The average.
So that would be the
We
only
need more
problem
kids
with the
in
1
school,
week
so good
thing.
job.
Yeah,
I know.
so. But 2 weeks,
Well, there's no sense in not going to the hospital with your briefcase and you could be working.
yeah, yeah. I would
not like it
think
used to
I could
be.
get it done in 2 weeks.
Okay, I think that's
Is that,
reasonable. Yeah,
Okay, so develop engineer plan with a 1/2 inch and 1 inch coefficiency with both RCP and HDPE. With pre-classification based on estimates within 2 weeks.
so
2 to 3
if we
weeks, can we
did,
say 2 to 3 weeks?
if we
say-
did the pre-class, that other stuff would just be tabled. So it would be,
we'll just do
do the pre-class and then,
Okay.
and the motion would be to
Continue
continue
the public
the
hearing.
public hearing and you could schedule it. I would schedule it now,
So
so that you don't have to renotice and all that stuff. Because if you do that, then we have to meet all those,
Criteria again.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
question, if
so-
we table, can we table the public hearing right now, and then we don't have to do all that notification again?
You have to continue it and set the date and time today.
Okay.
And then you don't have to do any further notice.
Oh, that's what I was trying to get away from.
We
Okay.
also have a very good representation of owners.
Here,
Yes,
Yes.
So I
Which
think
I'm glad to
you do
see.
that.
which I'm glad to see that,
Yeah.
so we can ask these questions. All right, try it
Okay.
again.
Try again, so I'm gonna forget all the classification or the development plans, okay. So we are going to do a pre-classification based on the estimates. And then we're going to continue with the public hearing. And do we need to set a date right now with that public hearing?
Yes,
So do you wanna do
So-
the 11th or the 4th? The 11th would be 3 weeks. Right?
Yeah. The 4th would be 2 weeks.
Let's give you a break and do 3 weeks.
11th, August 11th, okay, with the, okay, so I'm gonna, 8/11. Okay, so I'm gonna,
one more minute.
Okay.
You're gonna be in charge, Bruce, as I'm gonna be gone the 11th, so
Well, now
I'm
you
just
put
making you
pressure
aware of
on
that.
we,
So,
I can
I'm
get
sure
it done in
you're-
2
I'm sure you're
weeks.
capable of handling it,
Well,
but I'm.
You about 2 weeks then? So
I can do it in 2 weeks.
are you sure?
Yeah.
mean, I-
your wife doesn't have our numbers, does she?
Yeah, I was like,
I was gonna get a call from the hospital.
as a mother, I'm sitting here thinking,
She's not watching, is she?
Don't know.
Well, if you can do it in 2, let's.
All right, let's do it.
Are
Do
you
the
sure?
fourth.
Okay, August 4th, okay. All right, I'm gonna make a motion to do a pre-classification based on an estimate within 2 weeks, and we'll continue the public hearing on August 4th, 2025
At 9 o'clock,
at 9 AM.
okay, we have a motion,
I'll second.
I have a second from Mike, any more discussion?
Do it. We don't have to accept this, or we're
Just
continuing.
area this going to be.
Pushing it to the 4th. I'm just.
That'll have to be,
I'm asking.
I'll have to work on that.
Okay, well, it's a question you got time on.
Yeah.
Not because they.
No, I don't believe so,
Well,
it just makes it
I need to think through some of that, but that'll come back as part of the
what their cost
pre-classification.
could be.
Because he is in the district.
I believe these, well, see, that's the interest, all these lands are in DD 11.
Yep.
I believe they're all in DD 11 sub 1. Because I had this map where I was looking at just a little teeny bit of annexation.
Yep.
But then that's not gonna be, in the amendment I nixed. But they're all, it's all lands in the district currently.
Okay, so it is gonna be included in your pre-classification or not?
The lands included in the pre-classification would be those that benefit from the project.
And, you know, and then that'll be up to the benefit commissioners.
Well, not in the pre-class,
Not the pre-class.
Yeah.
so I go back and think all that through.
True, but it'll be their.
But we've
recommendation.
had these discussions and so, yeah.
All right, we've got a motion and a second, any more discussion? All in favor,
Alright,
any opposed? Motion carries.
And how many intakes are you putting on one eighty, on each side of the road or just one side, or what do you do?
I believe I had it on both sides of the road.
Okay, good. Yep, that's what it needs. to be.
And not Hickenbottom intakes, I mean, we're talking
You need a big one.
significant,
Yeah, if you're gonna have a 30-inch
Intakes.
tile out there, you're gonna dig it good.
yeah.
They're right under the road.
Currently,
Yes,
the proposal,
I think there is a couple,
oh,
culverts.
over,
Culverts, yeah.
Yeah. it don't look like they're in the best of condition,
Might be the good time to replace them then.
the culverts.
Yeah.
They
That's the
just put
case.
them in new, but when you cleaned the ditch, they got tore up.
They did,
Is that what
yeah,
happened?
they're,
Oh,
the ends
Got
are,
busted up,
They're not that old.
so maybe they just need to put a new end on them. Alright. Okay, anything else for drainage?
I'll make a motion to leave drainage.
Second.
Got a first and a second, all in favor?
Alright.
Motion carries, you have drainage. Okay. Alright.
Good luck.
thanks, everybody, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, got pretty lengthy.
Just remember, you left Cassuth County, not Humboldt. We don't want her mad at us.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Good luck.
Okay, bye-bye.
I'm probably gonna take off and turn the meeting over to you, Bruce. I think all we got is that one, the last thing was the power
No, we got
And
the doctor
examiner,
too.
medical
and the
examiner.
medical examiner.
Okay.
Yep,
I gotta run to the airport.
okay.
Hey, before y'all leave, Roger, are you ready?
For a photo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got. Let's just,
Oh.
we usually, we can stand right here and. Do we all give you a thumbs up sign?
How's it going?
Yeah. You guys adjourned already?
It is.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
I just want a photo, man.
We just started drainage.
I don't know, someone to take.
You don't want me to.
I'm gonna be piled next to you.
So we all go.
So we don't have this big dip. behind my head.
That is a big dip over there.
Listen.
Well, look at this, what are you talking about? Yeah.
Where's Ben when you need him?
Got it?
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you,
right.
everyone.
Thanks,
Good,
guys.
All right.
Shoot fast.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yes, nice seeing you.
You too.
I don't know you that well. I might be. Nice seeing you.
All right.
I know you.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Which one? Knows me out for healthy one.
Rick's mad, he left.
Sharing like your Facebook account.
You need your
You
phone.
need your phone. Boy, you need that. I got 100 calls.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, he left.
Yeah, he
had
left
to go to the
last.
airport.
Yeah.
Which Larson's is he from?
Glenn.
Glenn and Brenda, is it Brenda?
Oh, it is pretty,
They
yeah.
live,
It is.
down, above Larry Lane.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
On
Sure, I
the
know
east-
that.
he's in
East side of the lot, or the gravel there.
I think he graduated from year after Michael. Was one of the others,
In that
right?
area.
Yeah, I mean, those two were real close and
Yeah.
I think so, cause Michael was 03. I should have asked him, but I know they were real close in age.
At Evergreens along the road. That way.
Yep, yeah, it would be right below, the real, what's her name?
Oh, yeah, she's on all the stickers.
Not Riles,
No,
not Riles, who's the other? Out in the old funeral home. Marlene lives.
Oh, okay, I was like, oh, funeral home, I'm like, what do you, now I know what you mean, yeah.
Marlene's,
That's been a while,
Place.
Severs, and that's been like, wow, a long time ago.
Hi, David.
all right, I guess
Okay,
we'll
so-
continue on. We have,
Okay.
Dr. Benjamin Paul, medical examiner, and there's an email here, right?
Mhm.
You wanna do a little explaining, Trish, as to what's going on?
Benjamin Paul emailed and said that he would like to see Jamie Campbell. She's a paramedic for Humboldt County Memorial Hospital right now. And he feels that she would make a good choice for an additional medical examiner investigator. We've got two of them apparently that are close to retirement and one that is not going to renew. Shortly, so he would like to add her.
So he'd add her as someone to get experience
Right.
to
Get her on the-
help teach her the ropes. If that's a phrase we could use,
She's,
so we put her on as a medical examiner
she's a
along
really
with the
good
other two.
EMT pair. She really.
Do you know her?
I do know.
Okay.
Well, she's helped my mom a few times.
Okay.
So I do know her, yeah. She's very good.
Well, I would make a motion to approve the hiring of Jamie Campbell as a medical examiner investigator.
I would second that.
We have a motion and a second, and any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. All right. FYI, your notes, the drainage, Imperial Share, we moved that drainage to the 4th of August, wasn't it?
4th of August
4th
at 9 AM,
9
because we're gonna do a reclassification. We're continuing public hearing to August 4th.
Just so your
Okay.
notes, put that in to get our
We're doing a pre-classification.
reserve. All right. Now we're looking for is there a David Paul amongst us?
I'm dead.
Okay. This is for approval for Midland. I think it's in our pack, right?
Yep.
And this is, didn't Ben say something about this last week?
Yeah, they're boring a new electric service in.
Out on Pine?
Yep. Getting rid of the overhead. No, this is, if I'm right, it's for a new shed.
Okay.
They just wanna bore it under the road, they don't want overhead.
So I thought it was gonna go underground.
Approve application for the rural county right of way for Midland Power, 1651 Pine Avenue.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
And I assume all of the stuff is in order with Midland and them?
Yep. Yep.
All right. With that, we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. And the other is an agreement for an easement for Kurt May.
Do you know what that, who used to live there? I can't.
Who's what?
Who used to live at Kermays?
Oh, boy.
Yes, Shane,
Yeah.
kind of, think of the name,
Linda Shea.
At this place?
yes. Yeah,
I was gone last week, so I'm just getting thrown into this.
Aw,
I was working, but not here.
oh, that's right, you were lent out, weren't you?
I was lent out, yes.
Lent out.
They're still using their own materials and they used to do their own plans and their composition of what materials need to be used. They still doing that?
Mhm.
Cause they have their own quarries.
Yeah, their own quarry, rock, sand, you name it, they have it all.
Okay.
All right. This is. All this is in order then?
Yep, and Ben did sign off on it, so him and Kurt are. I don't know who this other guy is, but must have been talked with last week or talking to for a while. And he must have approved it
Okay,
with them, cause he
Okay.
signed this.
I see that. Okay,
I'll make a motion to accept the easement for installation of the farm drainage valve. Kurt May.
I'll second it.
we have a motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor, aye,
aye.
opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Up top.
It's the notary, I better not do that.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
He has been at it.
All right, anything else?
If it isn't the pen, it's the gum.
We heard through the grapevine, we had a road closed, is that?
There's three of them up in Boat area,
Yeah.
the Divine and the Lagoon Road. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, it's.
All goes down to the bridge,
Yeah,
the Murray Bridge down there.
Okay,
But everything's still holding its own, nothing.
well,
Let's see,
I talked to Kevin a little bit this morning and the one on, that goes to Divine. That, where they put a bunch of riprap, where the riprap, when they stopped it, it's starting to wash out there.
Oh, boy.
well,
So we may have to look at that after the water goes
I
down.
was gonna say, and once again, that's, we don't go around barricades, so
Right.
please.
yeah, don't
Don't.
go around the barricades.
Spot right now.
And then I think Hardy area had, I don't think they closed them. The road, water was on the road, but I had them put barricades up where the water was. And,
Okay,
they're taking them down today because they said it was going down.
You didn't have any of the railroads crossing anymore.
Nuh-uh, not that I know of.
He's the one north of Randy Bundy's and then goes back east. That one goes underwater.
He didn't say anything about that one.
All right, anything else?
Is it me?
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
thank you, David. And thank
Have
you
a good
for
week.
working with the other counties too, we appreciate.
Yeah, sure. Long days.
What was it?
They worked long days. Yeah. I think my shortest day was 13 hours.
Oh my gosh, you did work some.
Wow.
Goodness.
Yeah.
That's nice, I mean, that's good. There you go. All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
David.
So, what else do we have down here? We have the committee reports, discussion. All right, you wanna go through your committee
Okay.
reports?
One thing we forgot to bring up after the 4th of July parade is, and if the paper and the radio would help us out with this. We need new, coordinators for the parade of lights for,
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving,
the
yeah,
night of,
yep. Greg Tilley and his, I think it's his brother-in-law, they've been doing it for years and they need, so they're looking for somebody to take on the coordinating of that for next year.
You picked a good candidate.
And, so if we could just get that word out, that'd be great.
For this coming year.
yeah,
2020.
Was that Deb Loss who was running that? That was the losses.
Is that Greg Tilley's brother-in-law? That's what I thought. I couldn't remember his name. Thank you. I should, hello, Susan. Why didn't I think to ask you?
That's Larry Loss.
Yeah, okay.
After this year.
After this year. Yep. They need somebody for the following year. And
somebody with like radio personality would
Yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah. And I had one meeting got canceled, Humboldt opioid got canceled, and the food pantry I couldn't go because I had an emergency came with her. But other than that, I didn't have anything.
Wednesday, I was at the Humboldt County Conservation Board meeting. So I had to wait and
Wednesday I come in and had some tile issues with Rick Peterson. Other than that, that's. My B&W started spraying gravel roads and I did go check on some of the work that they're doing and just to make myself feel better that they were doing. So.
All right. I had no meetings, but I guess I would remind people the fair. This starts this week. If you get a chance to go down to the fair and observe all of the kids' 4-H projects and whatnot that they spend time, animals and places to eat. We gotta have patronize them, right?
Mhm.
So, and all of the
fair
different, events that they bring in, so. It's Fair Week and it's what's supposed to be in the nineties towards the end of the
Oh, yeah.
week, so
Yep,
everybody
it
will be
is.
nice and sweaty and
Yep.
When is the first day?
Starts tomorrow. I think.
starts tomorrow, yeah. And I think they've changed,
He did that, so one-on-one.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
It's just gonna- yeah,
but they've changed a couple of the orders for,
Yeah, the Queen contest is tomorrow night, so.
And it's inside.
Semester. Yeah,
Oh, it is inside.
Oh, it's
inside.
That center.
Inside the
Oh.
event center this time instead of outside of that.
Yeah, those girls in their dresses and their escorts, I mean, that would be,
Hot.
it's hot.
right,
And the kids who come to that, they get free ride wristbands.
Oh,
perfect,
If
wow.
they stay through the Queen, and then the next day, the fashion review, is that?
Yeah, the fashion review's Wednesday, and then Thursday's at Up in Mary Norton.
But if the kids go to the fashion review, they also get wristbands for rights.
Oh, wow.
If they stay through it.
What's the definition of kid?
Yeah.
We're kids at heart.
If I show up, I get that.
Fashion, maybe.
That's awesome.
But I thought that was a pretty good deal, so.
Yeah, that is a nice deal, yeah. Wish they would have done, I was up with my grandkids and their fair was going on in Minnesota. It's expensive. We went 3 days. I'm like, they're 4 blocks from the fair, so it's like they hear everything, so it's not a fair, Grandma.
one question I had was, after last week's discussion on, of our allotments that we were sending out, and I know this is hindsight, did Midas get their money that? Cause I'm still a little miffed that we were promised in January that this thing was moving forward, and as we're moving towards August. And I know they've got troubles down there, and I know it's not your fault, they're our fault, but I'm getting tired of people asking, and we still don't have our comprehensive plan put together. So, and that seemed to be the only time we got them to move, when we put a hold on
Their
their
money.
but anyway, I'll shut up. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else, so I'll look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, we are out at 10:07.